Welcome to another edition of Real Riders Ride. I am coming to you from Louisville, Kentucky. You have to excuse me because I'm chewing gum because my mouth is dry and we just got off that iron coming from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am your host, The Spoiler, and with me here today is a biker legend, my man, Bingo. How you been, brother?
You're doing fine, and you?
Oh, good. Always good to see you.
Definitely.
It's always a pleasure to be in your city. For those of you that don't know, Bingo was one of the first people I met when I came to the city here. And Louisville is like a second city to us as far as a sister city and has always shown us love every time we come here. So with some of the things that have been going on with you, I had to come by and stop and see you and get you on tape because we're headed on our way to Atlanta in the morning. So,
Real.
one of the first things that I always ask people is, how did you get into the motorcycle lifestyle, riding motorcycles, and things of that nature?
All right. We can go back to 1965.
65. Okay, now we're doing some things.
My first bike I rode was a 750 Honda.
There you go.
You know, old school years back then, people just bought bikes for me, to pick up girls and be cool
Right.
and all that kind of stuff.
Started off kind of recreational on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I took that 750 and turned it into a chopper.
Okay. Oh, I think I see some of the pictures. That
Right,
you
I don't
posted.
have nothing with me.
Right. We'll get
Used to
a
call
copy
it
of those and
Adam's
post it.
apple, you know, and just rode around Evanston, Illinois,
Okay.
from, where I was raised.
That's where you were raised.
Yeah, I was
Where you
actually
originally
born in Waukegan,
Milwaukee.
Illinois.
Okay.
Moved from there at 6 years old to Evanston. Went to school, did my thing, but back to bikes, I just bought a bike and started riding.
So you cruising around Evanston, picking
And
up.
I was a park ranger then. I call that park ranger.
Now, so you got to define that phrase for these folks because they don't understand what
Well, a park
is.
ranger, I consider a person that just rides around the city, ride around the park.
Right.
He
just kind of
just something I put out there a long time ago, park ranger.
Right.
People call it all kinds of things, but moved here to Louisville.
The job, family type thing.
Well, I got married. I met my wife here in Louisville. Moved here first couple of years. I bought a bike from a friend, an old 750 Honda. Got to riding around with people in Louisville, just ride, no clubs, nothing like that.
Right.
And then I had to put the bike down again because I was trying to raise my kids.
Sure.
Once I raised them, about 2001, I went out and bought me that cow.
Yeah. Okay.
The one I had to call Raisin.
That's Razor, and we got some pictures of Razor. We'll post those.
Just started riding around Louisville again until a couple club members came to me and asked me to join a club, which was Bourbon City Bikers.
Okay.
Joined them, stayed with them for about 3 years. They didn't ride nowhere, so I had to move on.
Right.
Joined the club called Down the Ride. Stayed with them for a while.
Right.
Had to leave them. Then I ended up with Heavy Hitters. Most people know me from Heavy Hitters.
Heavy Hitters.
Right.
Okay. Because how long were you with Heavy Hitters?
Since 2003.
2003. Okay. And that's when I came in contact with you when you were with Heavy Hitters.
Right.
And you get it in over the road.
Right. Well, I became PRO of Heavy Hitters, which started to get me to go out on the highway more, meeting other people, different clubs. That's what I really like about riding bikes.
Right.
Is meeting people just like I met you.
Sure.
It
is definitely the bridge.
Traveling around, meeting people, PROs trying to get them to come to our parties, which a lot of people did. Y'all came out to visit us, and again, it just seemed like all the clubs I joined didn't ride.
Okay.
So basically I retired, and I'm an individual rider now, but I still try to get around.
Sure. Oh yeah. You get around
But
pretty good.
I've been to every state there is to ride, just by going different places, the roundups, driving through different states. There's about 6 that I haven't been through yet.
Okay.
I don't mean a tour. I just mean, you know, how you travel from one party to the next.
Right.
That's how I ended up in so many states. I really haven't done a coast-to-coast trip, just getting out there riding from one end to the next and back home.
Okay.
And that's what I want to work on next.
So that's the next big riding project,
Yeah.
going coast to coast.
Right.
Hopefully we can get in on some of that in one fashion or another.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, whether we're doing some escorts for a little while and breaking off, or whatever we got to do. Now, you are old,
I'm 63.
63, and still getting it in. So that's not an excuse age is not an excuse for any of y'all out there who want to pull that age card.
But
I got you.
I'm still young. I mean, I've met plenty of riders that's 70 and 80
Sure.
that still hit the highway. And
Sure.
actually, I've had an opportunity to ride with some of the people like that. Actually, when I did start a lot of my over-the-road traveling, I took up with a lot of people from back home, Chicago.
Okay.
There's so many to mention, I can't really mention them all, but people like Hanley, Squeaky, a couple of people that I knew that hit the highway, we would hook up and do some serious riding.
Sure, they get in and get it on
Getting
the
it
road.
in and
Now, you're planning on doing the roundup, right? Tulsa,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, go down there to the roundup. So again, that's not an excuse for you folks not to ride, because you're doing it, right?
yeah.
Exactly that. Now, is there anybody that you looked up to as far as a person or persons that kind of got you into riding long distance and things of that nature? People that you knew that went long distance, you're like, man, you know what, I'm going to try that.
Well, actually, like I said, there's a few people in Chicago that I had the opportunity to ride long trips with, and I would say if anybody that did this for me would be Squeaky, Hanley.
Gotcha.
Basically, I just got into really traveling when I became PIO.
Okay.
And had to get out there and start traveling to other MC parties and stuff and meeting people and trying to get them to venture to our event.
For the folks that are kind of new to long distance riding, because I know there's a lot of people now that are buying cruiser style bikes in one fashion or another, and they're new to the whole over the road experience, to where they've used to just being what you call a park ranger, and now they want to step up their game. What kind of advice would you give them as far as equipment and safety and things of that nature would you give them?
Wow. Well, from my experience, gear, please, everybody wear gear. I've lost so many brothers, and we all have, from not wearing helmets, not wearing the proper equipment out there on the highway, boots,
Sure.
not gym shoes. You know, yeah, you're on a big cruiser, you want to feel the wind on your face. I know it's a lot of people when they jump up to them cruisers, they don't wear helmets.
Right.
Wear a helmet. For me, I'm just sad and tired of going to people's funerals because of stupid stuff. You know, but just get out there, man. Get on that bike. If you possibly can, do it with a friend.
Sure.
Because it's nothing like doing long hauls with a friend. A lot of times I've always been by myself, unfortunately, because people here in my state, we don't communicate, we don't keep up with each other. If I'm going somewhere, basically, I try to let a few people know, but when it's time to go, they can't. And I don't know if it's because of people do work.
Right. Oh yeah.
When I had a job, of course, I'm retired now, but when I was working, I still got out.
Sure.
I took my weekends, got on my iron, and I just rode. But I did have somewhere to go.
Right.
But just to spur the moment, sometimes get up and get on your bike and just venture. Go into another state.
Right.
Meet people.
Sure.
You know, to me, that's the best, because everywhere I go, I have somebody that will take me in.
Oh yeah.
You know, they welcome me.
Right.
Just like you guys, every time I come to Milwaukee, the cruisers at that time was treating me like a king. Everybody switches clubs, and most of y'all are raw iron now, but I'm quite sure if I came up to Milwaukee,
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely welcome.
Would be no thing.
When I was sick, I got sick for a while. People like Spoiler, some of the people up there called me to see how I was doing.
Right.
You know, and that's what the communication is about. That's what I thought it was about.
Oh, yeah.
Getting with your friends and ride and being happy and comfortable with everybody.
Well, I try to tell people all the time, build that network. You build that network, you'll never be lonely on the road, in one fashion or another. But first you got to build the network, and the only way you can build a network is to go see people.
Yeah.
You know, go see people. So now, what's a memorable ride for you?
My most memorable ride was to Vegas. I have to say that was my most memorable ride because
That was when
basically that's the furthest I've ever traveled
from home
from home.
to Vegas.
Yeah, that's the longest actual trip I have ever made. And I made that on a crotch rocket, people.
That was just a couple years
On a
ago,
crotch
too,
rocket,
right?
right. And it was great. I was with good people. You know, it took us 3 days, but the scenery, we took our time going up. That's another thing. Sometimes when you travel, you just don't want to hit a state,
Right.
hit your hotel, go to sleep, and get up and hit the highway. Sometimes I like to adventure where I'm at.
Sure. To see the thing.
Basically, this is how I've seen so many states is on my bike.
Right.
Not taking trips with my family, but just getting on my bike and riding to different states and spending some time there, adventuring different things or scenic places to go and see different things, you know.
Sure.
But actually, yeah, the Vegas ride was the best because I was with some great people. We took our time going up.
No pressure ride.
No pressure ride, just the great scenery.
Was that a
the
roundup?
camaraderie. Yeah, it was a roundup.
That was a roundup
in
that was out
Vegas,
there in
and
Vegas. That was, just a few years ago.
you know, but I would, you know, this is what I'm saying. I would like to take some, I guess people call them coast-to-coast trips.
Sure.
Most of my traveling has been to MC sets, and yeah, they've taken me to different states, not just across the bridge states, but through 2 or 3 or 4 states to get there. And I enjoyed it, but I really would like to do that tour.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
That coast-to-coast trip. And this is what I'm going to get with a few people,
Right.
spoil yourself and a couple other people, and see if we can do something.
Okay. Well, like
You
I
know,
said, we
'cause I want
definitely
to
make it
For
happen.
me, I want to get it in before my time is up.
Well, as my brother Cam would say, get on your iron because it goes fast.
Yeah.
You know, life is a very fast moving thing. So
But I've been riding bikes, like I said. I started when I was about 18. And a lot of people say you live to ride. I live to ride. I really do.
Right.
I really live to ride. And I do spend time with my family. Matter of fact, I had to get off the riding for a while
to get
to
that
make
in.
my wife happy and spend
Sure.
time at home
Sure.
with my kids
'Cause that's
and
a
so forth and
important
so on.
component to it, you know.
And you can get away from that.
Sure.
Sometimes you get out there on that bike and just be doing your thing and forget about home life.
Right.
And I know a lot of people that's gotten in trouble because of that. But, I can't afford it.
It could be a great escape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you still gotta wind up ending up back at home, unless you just saying screw it all together. You know, that's the thing about it. The life itself. I really don't call it a lifestyle. I call it a way of life. Because everything you do encompasses something about 2 wheels. And like you said, you're working a job and you're raising your family, but you're planning that trip, taking them days off work to do them 2 wheels. So it all comes encompassing with how you live, not just a lifestyle where you do it every now and then. So that there becomes encompassing in itself. I know myself, I'm always blessed to be around you and the knowledge that you impart to not only myself, my crew, and now the folks on YouTube. And you got anything else you want to impart to these folks to encourage them to keep on pushing on those 2 wheels?
Yeah, for some it's a way of life. As Sporter wants to put it, it's a way of life. For some people it's not the way of life. But before, I would just say, sometime in your life, get that bike out there on that highway.
Do it.
And do it.
Right?
Some people can't do it as often as others.
Right. That's true.
And for me, when I was working, it interfered with my job sometimes because there was so much going on weekends. I couldn't get away from the job.
Right.
Either I would lie to the company, tell them I'm sick or something and do it anyway. But it's funny because now I'm retired. I went through a few health issues lately, but
Sure.
I thought, well, when I retire, man, non-stop. I'm going to be gone all the time. It don't work like that. It don't work like that all the time.
Even in retirement, it
Because
don't.
sometimes your money don't allow you to do.
Right.
You know, I get a check each month, but
Right.
you know, I'm good. So far as financially wise, I'm good. But I thought I'd be out there all the time.
Right.
But
Just burning up the highway.
I'm well now, and I'll be back, y'all. I'll be visiting some people that I haven't seen in a while because I'm free now.
There you go.
You know, but the main thing is ride your iron. Ride your iron. No matter how you do it, if you just cut the corners, park ranger in it. Don't put them on trailers. Please.
The trailers are
road. I mean, I'm maybe getting off hand here. I said I didn't want to talk. I'm getting kind of funny now, but
It's
do
your
not
world.
put your bike on trailers, man. I wanted to own a cruiser myself at one time, which I do now, but I used to see people put these gold wings,
Yeah.
pretty classic big bikes on trailers and be pulling them everywhere.
Right.
Don't pull your bike, ride it. Because when you're not going to be able to ride your bike no more, it's going to be too late.
It's gonna be too late. It's gonna
That's
be
all
too
I
late.
can say. I thought it'd be, you know, I just went through a little cancer battle. I thought I'd never ride again. And that's why I'm going to get back out here and do what I got to do.
That's what's up.
Got to ride that iron.
Right. That don't
And
expire.
communicate with everybody. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
This battling between clubs and... That's why I got out the MC set, people.
Sure. Got nothing to do with motorcycles. Most of that stuff has nothing to do with
Do with
motorcycles.
motorcycles, true.
Nothing to do with it, you know. And
But-
if what he just said don't get you inspired.
I've met
to
a
get out
lot of
there,
great people, like my friend Spoiler here. Just met my brother,
This brother Nabi sitting there.
Nabi. Just met him today. That's why it took me so long to come up with his name, because my memory.
Right.
You know, get out there and meet people, man. It's really great. You know, and it really showed when I got sick how many people that actually called me to see how I was doing.
Sure.
You was one of them all the time. Being, what's up, man? What's going on?
Yeah.
You know, I kind of hid my illness from people because I was just sick.
Right. Oh yeah. When you're sick
Yeah.
like that, you just kind of want your privacy, and just so you
I'm just
can heal
glad to
up.
be back so I can get out and see people that I haven't seen in a while. And for those that know I'm okay,
Right.
you know, and I'll be back. But get out and meet people. That's what this whole MC thing is really about to me, is getting out, getting on your iron. Like these brothers is getting ready to head up to Atlanta, do what they got to do.
Right.
That's what you do. Get on that iron and ride.
Well, with that, we are going to close out another segment of Real Riders Ride. I thank Fingo so much for being with me, imparting a few words of wisdom to all of you guys that are park rangers and trailering. You gotta have fun with it. Don't take that personal.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
no nasty emails and all that other nonsense, because I ain't gonna read them no ways. So this is the spoiler. We're on the road, Real Riders Ride. ATL, we're heading next out in the morning. Until next time, I will see you on the road.
Peace and out. Hope it was all right, man.
That's how you do it, baby.
Okay.
Good job, sport.